United looking to top the table, and Sheffield, after a win in the Cup, look for their first win in the Premier League. Hello and welcome to All Balls, a show that keeps you up to date with all the Premier League action and fantasy football tips. I have with me Carl Lewis. Carl, welcome.
Good evening,
Probably our shortest game week in the Premier League.
Six games, and at least finally some football is back, some Premier League
So
football
let's talk
action
about
is
the
back.
team with the shortest stats.
Yeah, Sheffield
versus Newcastle.
They got a hole that they're trying to get themselves out of. Sheffield is not going
But
too
they had
well.
they had their first win.
They
in the
had
FA
their
Cup.
first win in a cup tournament, but hopefully maybe that good luck will go onwards. And we have to really mention a guy like Antoine Hackford, who made his debut as one of the youngest 16-year-olds to play for a Premier League club. He's in very good company with people like Wayne Rooney, Jose Baxter and Reece Oxford. So maybe someone for the future.
But I mean, the numbers don't really back Sheffield in this one.
Not right now, as I think there's a stat in where they've lost the most amount of 1-0 goals. I think like they have a decent goal, average, I would say, right? A goal difference or something like that. But it's only West Brom that has a far more superior goal average, but they're still at the bottom. So
And not a very good record against Newcastle as well.
Steve Bruce has a really good record against Newcastle. Like,
he has a 70%
for
win rate,
Newcastle. Yeah, he's got a 70% rate. I think he's won the most. I think was against QPR, but I think Sheffield comes as a close second. He's won 7 out of their 10 games. With all the other teams, he's played more 10
But
games.
Newcastle also doesn't have too much to show except for, like I said, Callum Wilson and Darlow at the back.
Pretty much, but it'll be a fun game. I think Sheffield United has the opportunity. Again, they'll probably
I'm
have
actually backing them to get the
same
first
year.
win.
I want to see them do well considering what they did last season. So hopefully,
I mean, it's an impossible task probably to come out of this, but I see them getting a win out of this.
that young kid again, Antoine, if he probably does some magic, they might just win something. Our next match takes us to Turf Moor, where Burnley takes on the beloved Manchester United. Burnley coming with a good little bit of form, and so is Manchester United.
Which is
They
what
were
I'm
coming-
afraid of.
Why?
We didn't have our best game against City.
Yeah.
We, of course, had our beloved Harry Maguire.
Yeah.
Because he's Harry Maguire.
Yeah.
And then we had him come on again versus Watford.
Yeah.
So I just hope Bai is back. Because
Fingers crossed.
yeah, he's been our best player over the last 2 games.
Your best defender.
Yeah. And no, I mean, even, with the whole Bruno thing where he's scoring and assisting and stuff, I think games are won at the back.
Yeah.
And which is why I felt he's more important or as important rather as Bruno.
True.
But Burnley are
They're
in form.
kind of they're like a bogey team for United right now.
Yeah, and United has these situations, when you have that chance to either go to the top or even last season come into the top 4, they'll bloody draw against Southampton.
Yeah, you get this.
They have a chance to go, they'll
ball.
do something. Jay
Yeah.
Rodriguez from somewhere will come with his bun and bloody score with his shoulder or something.
Yeah.
Some random crap is going to happen.
True, but I mean, no.
Form, yes. Burnley, 3rd win. They beat us 2-0 last time out.
Yeah.
They've not beaten us twice in a row since 68.
Okay.
So that is a positive, but then again, they're looking for their 3rd consecutive win, which they've not had since, Jan 2017.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, United, they're scoring an average of 3 a game away.
Marcus Rashford, in good
And
form as well.
like the past record suggests, we are the only team to come back away from home from a goal down 6 times.
Okay.
So
that's a fun stat.
That's something that, which is why the away form gets me a little relaxed. But then the game against Watford was quite shitty.
Yeah.
United had 9 shots in the first 10 minutes and then they had 2 shots in the next 80.
So it's a hot and cold kind of performance
It was
from
a
United.
I just felt that McTominay should have been rested.
Yeah.
He is an important player, which is why I'm afraid because now Pogba will start.
Yeah.
Fred didn't play. Fred will start. Bruno got his rest. Rashford came on, had a chance, but then again, he's got 6 away goals.
That's his best.
Yeah,
so
that's
far.
his best.
He's never gone beyond something like that.
Yeah, so he should add to that. Martial's finally getting into the goals.
Yeah.
The defense is kind of sorting itself out, even though there's a Maguire, and David De Gea is not letting in the stupid goals like he did in that middle period.
Are you worried about wrapping Bruno Fernandes in some wool?
I am actually.
And, yeah.
Because if you get the first 2 goals, I would just take him off immediately.
And
Put
keep
on
him
a
ready for the
Donny,
next
put on a
game.
Mata, because the next game is important.
Yeah.
All you need from this game is a point. I'm sure, Ole will go for the win. United will go for the win. You rather go to Anfield 3 points up than 1 point up.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah.
I mean,
and momentum is very important.
Yeah,
as well.
momentum is still okay, but the fact that you're on top, so I'm confident. But looking at the last two performances defensively, we're still very vulnerable, and especially in the air versus Watford in the air, crosses coming in, and that's Burnley's game.
And you got good physical guys like Barnes and
Yeah,
Wood.
you got Barnes, you got Wood, you got the J Rodriguez.
Yeah.
So
Dwight
it's
McNeil.
and then they have their little midgets in the middle, with Westwood and all playing the ball around. If McNeil's fit, then
It'll
he
be
can
a fun
play.
game. I think it'll be a really fun game.
I would probably even not mind a 1-0, but a point's good. But yeah, away record suggests it'll be a win for United.
Fingers crossed for all Man United fans and nobody gets injured now.
This is the funniest and most sarcastic Arsenal fan I've met in the longest time. Wolves versus Everton at the Molineux. Now, Everton looking to win their third consecutive game away without conceding.
Yeah.
And they have Hummus back.
Yeah.
But Wolves, I don't know. They're a different side without Jimenez.
They're a different side without Jimenez, but they have the best attacking. I mean, like in terms of breaks, they have like 13 when they've attempted the most dribbles and
Yeah, that's because they don't have hold-up play, right? They have to run.
Yeah, but Nuno Espirito Santos always built a team that is like great on the counter.
Yeah, but there was a focal point to hold that ball and bring a Podence, a Neto, and a Dama into play. There is no. Fabio Silva is.
It's still an uncut gem, basically. Yeah, but I think the onus is being handled well by people like Neto and Traore.
Yeah, but how they need someone in the center, right?
You mean like a point man?
You need a target man. You need like how if Chelsea want to bring Werner and someone into play, they have a Tammy or a Giroud. United can use a Cavani. Liverpool has Firmino or an Origi who does that. These guys don't have that. They're missing Jimenez. True. I mean, how much can a Neto, a Podence or an Adama do from the side?
I guess someone will have to take that onus at some point. I think right now Neto seems to be like that guy who's taking that responsibility.
But again, single-handedly, and
He'll have to
again,
work his
vulnerability
wonders.
in the air.
True. But then also you have someone who can muscle out people like Traore. You just have to make them combine better. But then speaking about point men, what about Richarlison's record as well against the Wolves? He scored 4 goals, only behind Peter Odemwingie and Robbie Keane.
I loved saying Odemwingie when he was in my fantasy team.
Peter Odemwingie,
He always got me points, but his name was funny.
So he's a consistent scorer against a team like Wolves. So he's probably someone you should look out for.
But Everton's coming off a pretty sad game versus West Ham, to be very honest.
They were kind of shell-shocked, I think. They weren't expecting such a goal.
But that...
against the run of play.
They didn't really dominate the game or stuff. West Ham were in control throughout.
Yeah. But I guess, as you said, with the boost of James Rodriguez also back in the squad, it can go either way.
And Sigurdsson in good form.
Yeah, so both teams have a point to prove. It's going to be a pretty difficult tie. I don't know whether anyone's going to come out a victor.
I just think Everton has that edge probably because of nobody else but Yerry Mina, because of Wolves' vulnerability in the air.
At the back, yeah.
And they have Yerry Mina coming in. They probably have Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who's great in the air and who's due goals.
He's due goals. Yeah, get some goals, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I need points. Sorry. An uphill task for Brighton as they visit Manchester City at the Etihad Stadium.
They're not getting anything.
They're not getting anything.
City won their last 6, 22.
Yeah. A difference of 2. I mean, Brighton should be lucky that they got 2 goals.
Brighton, yes, they had a great comeback versus Wolves.
Yeah.
They won all their balls in the air. They won the first ball. They won the knock-ons. But because Wolves gave them that opportunity.
Yeah.
City is not going to give you the ball, let aside the opportunity.
Yeah.
1. 2, City are in some crazy form.
Insane form. They're picking up right exactly where they need to.
They've beaten United,
yeah.
though it was, it was in the League Cup, but again, it was a full-strength squad from both sides.
Yeah.
John Stones and Ruben Dias at the back are looking solid.
Yeah.
Even with their stand-in keeper with Edison missing, Walker wasn't there. João Cancelo is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Gundogan is amongst the goals.
But that's the quality of that. Like, just look at the.
We were just talking about it, right?
Yeah,
if you remove Sterling, you have Mahrez. If you remove Mahrez, you have Foden. If you remove Foden, you have Torres. If you remove Torres, you have Bernardo Silva. Yeah. That list doesn't end.
There's Sergio Aguero on my team.
There's Sergio Aguero, and worst case scenario, there's Mini Delap who will come off the bench.
Yeah.
So there's backup everywhere. Yeah. Whereas Brighton has Danny Welbeck.
Yeah, Danny Welbeck, who has a really bad scoring rate against Man City, which I feel sorry for because he is an ex-Arsenal man. But what is this? He's faced Man City more often without scoring than any other English side in his PL career, failing to find the net in all of his 13 appearances.
And on the other side, you have KDB.
Yeah, that
Who,
guy
you
just
know, he has 14 goals, 14 assists.
in all competitions. I think yeah, all like the 10th. I think the only person under Pep Guardiola that's achieved such stats was
The fastest.
yeah, I think it was Lionel Messi under Guardiola's Barcelona.
So you can just see the comparisons.
yeah, it's more like the master, the apprentice, I guess. Like Pep Guardiola being the master and KDB being the guy below him. What?
Scoreline.
No, that's too flattering for Man City. I think it'll be a 3-0 win. I don't think so.
They're
5-0.
scoring 5.
You think so?
I have a feeling.
If Brighton can get one, they should get one.
A COVID hit Villa versus Spurs. Now Villa, while they've started off brilliantly, you know, unfortunate for them that, you know, the
They've
virus
had this
has hit
outbreak,
their
which is
camp.
horrible, yeah.
They played a brand new young, you know, their under-19 side versus Liverpool,
Yeah.
who played with heart, but of course were no match
Of course,
for a
so
full-strength
juggernaut
Liverpool
this
side.
Liverpool, yeah.
You see the same thing happening here.
Yeah, I mean, most likely I think it's going to be the other 23s who's going to play most of the squad. We don't know. There's been a wide spread now, a massive spread in this Villa squad. So it's going to be difficult as to point out who can start and who won't
There's
start.
even a doubt if the fixture might happen.
True, that's there as well.
But then if you look at the schedules, you know, like how they're scheduling the double game weeks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If they cancel this, they have to fit in another fixture here because then for the next few weeks, there is no scope to, you know, put in this fixture.
Yeah, and there's going to be also a lot of backlog of games. I mean,
Yeah,
you're just going to be straining your players even more. So it's going to be a difficult game. And Tottenham has a really good record back at Villa Park. They won 11 of their 12 games. The last five victories were at Villa Park itself. So you have a guy like Harry Kane who's on fire against a team like Villa. So he's going to come in and probably just.
But then
be
you
licking his
have an
lips.
Aston Villa who's kept, 8 clean sheets.
They've kept 8 clean sheets, but that's not the squad that's going to turn up. That's the thing that really worries me.
And then Spurs, on the other hand, you know, have...
High flying, yeah.
Exactly. They've not conceded. They're a Mourinho side. They're a proper Mourinho side who will not concede.
Yeah.
But again, now I actually am looking forward to the fact that if there is a young Villa side who's inexperienced or
fearless, whatever.
Will it turn Spurs around? Will Mourinho actually want to attack them rather than playing his usual sit back?
It's going to depend like as to what's going to be the next fixture. Like how we were discussing about Man United for the next game, they're going to play Liverpool. So if Mourinho has a plan for the next fixture, he's probably going to think, okay, we're going to be playing the reserves of Aston Villa.
But he's going to field a full strength squad.
He'll field a full strength squad, but I'm sure during the course of the match, like how you said about Bruno as well, like if they're 2 or 3 goals up, he'll probably pull out a Son, he'll pull out Kane, he'll say, like, okay, fine, we'll need you for the next game. Take a break, throw in Vinicius or someone else in there. So, yeah, that was just pathetic, by the way. But, yes, it really depends on the squad Villa's going to produce. If Villa can produce if there are maybe 1 or 2 of the first team players who are there who have not tested positive, it's a bit of a fighting chance.
Bertrand Traore, El Ghazi being their top 2 for now. I mean, apart from Grealish, who we've spoken about all season.
Of course.
But, you know, Bertrand Traore, last 4 games, last 4 goal involvements.
Yeah. He's been in form.
He's in form. El Ghazi is in form. He's pulled him out of situations.
Yeah.
Everyone thought, okay, next game he's going to play. Everyone's going to have him in the fantasy. But he's got the goals.
He's got the goals. And then you also have the support of people like McGinn and stuff like that.
Aston Villa, yes, I don't really want to say too much because for a fact, you know that it's going to be a different kind of game with the squad they're going to put out.
Absolutely.
But the biggest question and the nation wants to know is Gareth Bale going to get a chance?
I don't think so.
He didn't play the FA Cup game either. He was on the bench.
He didn't
for that
either.
as well.
So I really don't know. There's a lot underlying on that as well. But I think right now everyone's just going to keep their eyes on Harry Kane. It won't be the Bale show. It'll just be the Harry Kane show because he loves scoring against Villa. So yeah.
Arsenal versus Crystal Palace at the Emirates. Feeling better?
Yeah. Feeling much confident.
Momentum, wins in a row.
Looking for our 4th consecutive Premier League win. And this has been our best goal scoring rate as well in the past 12 matches as well. So the upbeat mood is back. I mean, it's nice to see the team
4 consecutive wins, but not beaten Palace in the last 4.
Yeah, that's going to be a little bit worrisome, but I just think that right now there's just something in the water at Arsenal which is just pushing the players to perform
It's the freshness. I mentioned this before. It's not fresh legs, it's fresh minds.
Yeah.
And we were talking about this, that even in the FA Cup, you played your high profile lineup.
Yeah.
You know, with your Willians, your
Pepes and all, yeah.
But couldn't get anything in 90 minutes.
In the end, it was a Hale and Boyd.
Your Saka, your Smith Rowe, which is when the team started to combine
True,
again. Again, great goal by Smith Rowe. It was good play. It was good exchange of play.
Yeah.
You know, that is something that has transformed for Arsenal over the last 3-4 games.
Absolutely.
They're moving the ball faster. They're defensively more sound, with Pablo Mari coming in.
Yeah.
You have
That is
Rob
also a really
Holding,
big
who's
plus.
come off age.
Gabriel is also still available as well.
Exactly.
And he's been probably our best player. Our best
Unfortunately,
defender this
David
season.
Luiz is also available. But
Yeah, but let's just keep him on the back burner for now.
And you have experience in Bellerin, and you have a really, really strong, candidate for young player of the season or even player of the season for Arsenal in Kieran Tierney.
Absolutely.
So, it's a good mix of youth and experience.
It's a good team dynamic.
Yeah.
That's what I like so far.
I probably would feel your most inconsistent player, like you only mentioned, would be
Xhaka. And he's a bit of a problem. Not going to say that he won't I like him and I don't like him. We've had this discussion before.
He has his moments.
He has his moments, but we really have to give a lot of emphasis to two really good players who I really like right now is Emil Smith-Rowe and Bukayo Saka. Firstly, Bukayo Saka, if he does score or assist in this next game, he's going to be in really good company for being the only teenager to score in 4 consecutive games. Score or assist in consecutive games. And before that, it was Cesc Fabregas. So that's really good company. And the maturity levels of this young player is going to take him places. Emil Smith-Rowe, it's also really great to have him. He's a really good option off the bench as well. I don't know whether he'll start. But
no, he'll definitely start.
I think he'll start. He came off the bench. So I guess it's nice to have now someone else with another creative head in there. Like, someone who makes things happen. Not like some afro-headed Brazilian who probably just passes the ball
But
sideways.
now defensively, you're coming up against Palace, who has very different kind of attackers.
Yeah.
You have their 2 midfielders who will just sit. Then you have
Zaha,
great talent in Zaha and Eze.
Yeah, Eze as well.
Benteke, presence in the box,
Physical.
he can create. Again, you have Townsend full of running on one side. You have Schlupp who is full of running on the other side. You have Luka Milivojevic in the center who's quite... It's not a bad Palace side.
Well, he scored the most amount of goals against us, Luka Milivojevic. They're all penalties most of the time. I mean, second to probably...
he's a defensive, holding, deep line playmaker of sorts, so you don't...
But
really
he's
expect...
normally, I think, even besides if Zaha's on the pitch or not, he's always the guy who takes the penalties in any case. So maybe we just need to be a little bit more defensively sound. As you said, when you have someone like Rob Holding and Pablo Mari combining well, keep that energy going. Keep that same kind of energy going.
Because my only thing is you haven't... Your defense, yes, you played Chelsea,
Yeah.
but you dominated that game, which means Chelsea didn't really come at you like they were supposed to.
Yeah, that's goal was flattering.
Then you played Brighton, who's not been amongst the goals.
Yeah.
You then beat West Brom, again, who's not been amongst the goals. Who have not really tested your defense.
True.
So, this for me will be a test.
It will be a test, but this is also the same squad that lost 7-0 to Liverpool. Not comparing Arsenal to Liverpool or anything like that. I'm not saying that we are in that league. But it also depends on what kind of a team turns up.
You never know what Zaha will turn up.
Yeah, Roy Hodgson can probably put out prime Zaha, will come out as prime Iniesta or something at some point. Oh, he'll just be like a schoolboy at some point. So
and just off
really
the
depends.
field, a little word on Ozil now finally getting to move.
I hope so. I wish him all the best. Thank you for the memories. I remember the first time when you joined, I was probably one of the most happiest fans. But I guess
It's like
it didn't
giving
work
your
out.
daughter away after a wedding.
No, but it was a very dirty kind of way to end things, I guess. Like I felt sorry that he wasn't getting to play and stuff. But on to better things. All the best in Turkey, hopefully.
Scoreline.
I'll go for at the Emirates. It's Arsenal playing at home. A good friend of mine told me that they're going to win 5 games on the trot, and this is going to be their 5th game. So I say 3-0 Arsenal.
Clean sheet?
Yeah, clean sheet as well. 3-0.
Shocker.
Yeah.
So, Carl, that brings us to the end. A COVID hit season. 6 games this week, probably 5 with Villa Spurs on the edge. So, for all you fantasy fans out there, use your chips wisely because we have few games this week and an abundance the next week. Also, guys, do not forget to catch our exclusive with Ian Hume on our page. Do not forget to like, share, subscribe, leave your comments in the section below. Follow us on Instagram. Stay safe.
Peace.